Right, we're going to start with some middle stone. Let's try and get some base colour on with the airbrush and we'll see how this goes. Squeeze a decent amount of that into the bowl, and then I'm going to add some airbrush medium, thin it right down. Not actually got much of this left, so it might end up being water that we finish off with. So it's going to cause the table to vibrate a little, I think, because of the nature of the compressor I've got. So see if we're actually going to get any paint out. I haven't cleaned this for a while. I did actually forget to mix it, so that's the issue. Let's see how much we can get done. I've already covered myself in paint, that's good, isn't it? Just try not to be splattery. Might well take a few coats to get the desired effect of it being heavily thinned paint. Good evening everyone, how are we doing? Making sure I get the window frames painted initially. coming up fairly well. It's actually a really good colour for this stone. I knew that was lasting quite a while. Right, I'm going to have a refill because we've run out. Where did I put the paint? Here it is. And I just hope I've got enough of that. I'm back in a second. Kind of like the patchy effect this is having as it goes on. Everywhere my surfaces are rendered, it's a much more patchy effect. It would have taken me hours to hand paint this. Especially with all the surface texture. It's going through paint like I don't know what. I would imagine I'm going to have to end up ordering some more of this. How are we all doing so far? Has anybody actually said anything and I've completely ignored you because I can't see? Oops. Slapdash about the application there. So I'm just going to put it straight into the cup. And we just mix it up in the pot. I really should have got some kitchen roll. Don't worry about the cutting mat, it's going to need a good wash. It's an old one anyway. A bit of this as well while I'm at it. How many orders do I have on? At the moment I have about a 6 to 8 month waiting list at the moment. I'm not going to do this side just yet because I need to do some more work on the scribing, but I did want to get the stonework on the main side painted. Good evening, Joel. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You had a good Saturday. I'm going to paint again. I just need a little bit more, and then we can put that to one side to dry for a while, or I can at least get the hairdryer out. I'm going to have to go and Google whether I can get hold of this. I got this at a model railway show about 14 months ago. So I need to find out whether I can get it online as well. It's a really nice paint colour. Good evening, Ashley. Nice to see you. Nice to see you come along. Did you get all your bows sorted? And how is your finger? That looked really sore. I could tell the way you were holding everything. Right, I just need to put a little bit more paint on the tower. It's soaking quite deeply in here, so it's taking a lot of paint. I think I might end up using the entire tube, just uncovering this. I've got more to do, so yeah. We've run out of this colour. I'm going to have to get myself ordered some more, because it's a perfect stone colour for what I need. It's your evening off. Thank you very much. The colour's certainly lifting it, isn't it? About to run out again, and this is the end of my middle stone, I think. Unfortunate, but bound to happen. I do have another colour of middle stone, but it looks an awful lot darker. See, that's called middle stone, but like I say, it's a lot darker. It's more like a beige. So I need to get hold of some more of that. Unfortunately, that's as much as I can do with that tonight. Unless this Portland stone is any better. I don't think that's going to give me a good result. I can always try it on a scrap piece. It's kind of a yellower stone. Straight through your finger. Oh, that's there. I can imagine that's going to be really bad. Try that on a scrap bit. How much more? More green effect stone, I think, that one. It's not bad though. I have mixed a very watery mix of paint though for this one. probably going to be better a case of better the devil you know though, so I'm going to order myself some more MIG stone. Just going to wash my hands before I get paint everywhere, and then I need to get that airbrush out of the way. Just shift the airbrush and I'll get the hairdryer out next. We'll give it an overall quick blast with the hairdryer. And I can set it aside for a little while, because what I want to do next is just paint some window frames up. Bit boring, I know, but evening, Sarah. Good night, Georgia. Thank you for dropping by. Okay, I think that's dry enough for now. Yes, that's the first sort of coat of paint. It's had a base layer of middle stone applied, but I've run out. I think it is actually going to need another coat, so I need to order some more, and I don't want to, you know, go on and use another colour, because I think this one's quite a good colour for it. So that's where we are. So I'll just look up ordering another couple of bottles. I think I'm going to need a couple of bottles of that one. But it's really starting to lift, I think, now. If I just put my little roof former in. It hasn't covered very well on this area. This tower's still very yellow. But I think this face here looks really good now. So what I'm going to do is, just whilst I haven't anything else I can carry on with in this bit, scale, it's 1/50th scale, so it's quite big. It's occupying most of my table. So the plan now is I'm going to paint some window frames, and I've managed to find an absolutely beautiful green that matches the colour that the frames actually are. So I started actually earlier today painting the frames. I've done a door. The door I've already done. I'll show you the door. That's the lovely door. It just needs the letterbox and the door handle painting black. That door goes in here. It'd be nice to actually get things to a point where I can start getting the window frames in. But like I say, I'm just going to do a little bit of window frame painting tonight. Now I've got that coat on. It might be a little bit tedious to watch, but that's where we are at the moment. So I'll have to put another order in for some more of that paint. It's not one I can just wander off and get. I do like things that I can just go and have ruined that brush. How unfortunate. I do like products that I can just either order off online or you know, drive over to my local model shop and get. But so this one, I actually picked it up at a trade show. So there's not much chance of finding that shop again. I need a little makeshift palette. Just bear with me, I'll find something suitable to squeeze paint into. Now you're all thinking, why don't you just use a paint palette? It's not that easy. Hello Mary, what are you up to? So I'm trying not to lose the detail in the moulding here. So I'll just go over sparingly. It's quite a nice thin paint to start off with anyway. I did consider airbrushing. One, I'm going to completely strip down my airbrush to get another colour in. And two, it'll end up blowing things away. It's going to take me far too long to set up versus the pain of hand painting. Pain, do you get it? Pain, window panes. So I might as well just spend a bit of time doing some painting. We'll see how far we get because I'm feeling rather sleepy tonight. I did do in the beginning, Ashley, but I've since acquired a laser cutter. So these have been laser cut from 0.3mm laser board, which is kind of like a laminated card. It's just it's completely changed the way I do things. It's a lot more sturdy, and it's easier to glue together. My previous method was to make it in a similar fashion but out of styrene, and styrene tends to warp no matter how careful you try to be. They are super thin, yes. No, Cat, no, I finished that one about 2 weeks ago. So this is the next model. This is a chateau in the south of France. Just let me pause you a minute. Sorry about that, I was just interrupted. Cat, if you're still there, so yes, I finished it, but it's still here, and I'll be delivering it on Thursday. Actually taking it right down to the owner's house, so I'll have a chance to see it in person. Hopefully get some nice photographs showing the original and the model next to each other. It's been a fairly pleasant day today. It's just started raining, as you might be able to hear. Oh, I love that, but they're actually coming over to England in September, so I'll be able to hand it off. Yeah, it would have been nice to have a little trip down to the south of France to go and drop off a mini chateau. These have got masking tape on them because I've been test fitting them in the building, so I just stuck them in place. I might even try and do it. You can see how things are starting to look. I'm not going to commit to sticking the windows in until I've got the stonework how I want it. So my plan with this is to glue the frames behind the window openings, and then I'm going to glue a little bit of clear plastic behind it for the windows themselves. These window frames themselves that I've made are comprised of 4 separate layers that I've had to glue together to create the realistic looking depth. I do think it's a great detail that just brings something like this to life, just rather than a flat piece of card or paper representing the window. It's nice to try and recreate the window frame depth itself. I actually bought this green for painting grass, but it's just been an absolute lovely, happy accident that it's pretty much the shade of the actual windows themselves. It's funny, on the outside of the pot it doesn't look like the right colour, but when you paint it onto the laser board it's not a bad match. For the main part of the house, I've laser cut some MDF, so it's a laser compatible material. You can't laser cut Foamex. 1, it melts, and 2, it gives off incredibly toxic fumes when it's being cut. So this is the first time I've actually used it for the full build. I wanted it to be a bit more sturdy, and there's an awful lot of support material involved in this, so I decided to go full bore on the MDF. Some parts are still Foamex. This is Foamex. This This tower is Foamex, and the other tower is actually card, but the chimney, just see the chimney in the background here, that's Foamex as well. So I'm using a mixture of materials, but for the most part it is laser cut MDF because it's a lot sturdier. And the fact is that if I use the laser cutter to make it, it's a lot more accurate. So I've used the laser cutter to create all this stonework detail. You can just see it in the background. All this stone detail around each window. It's all made out of multiple layers of laser board. It's a really nice material, to be honest. It's quite tricky to cut through with a scalpel because it's almost like wood. It's not. It isn't. It's a laminated card, but it has the rigidity of wood, and it comes in various thicknesses. So it's very, very useful. I used to be exclusively Foamex, but I think I might start drifting away from that now. And I've persuaded a lot of people to try it. I don't know, it has its uses in different situations. For certain, if you were trying to create a lovely rustic piece of stonework, then laser cut's not for you for that purpose. It's definitely Foamex or air dry clay. But I can see its definite benefits in creating windows. I'm always evolving my methodology, and now I think I've got another very, very useful and productive tool. It's both going to speed up the manufacturing process for manufacturing sounds like an industry, the making process for windows, and also get me better definition. These have all got a little tab just behind them. This section here is a tab that fits behind the window opening to give it something to glue onto. Keep pulling that off. I want it to stay on so I can try sticking it back in place. It's just sticking to my thumb instead. There we go. So that's 5 for the front window, and then there's a 6 for this side. And then I've got a few small ones to do. Not only that, but also the windows for the courtyard side. It'll have a little bit, but not much. This one backs straight onto the street. So there's a courtyard area in here which has got a few plants and a paved area. And then a little bit of pathway that leads to the next house. But this part here goes straight onto the road. So what I'm going to do there is make that section of roadway. But in terms of lovely plants and trees, etc., there's not going to be an awful lot. There is a tree in the courtyard which I'll make, but no rolling landscape like with the farmyard that I've just made, farmhouse. That's probably the biggest landscaping job I've done. That was fun. Excuse me, stomach's grumbling. These are some smaller windows for the upper levels. I've not made them all though. Oops, should have perhaps held them with tweezers. I think there's a few more that I need to make yet that I haven't done. We'll leave that for a little while. I'll just paint the front door. This was a fun piece to build. Again, made with a laser cutter, but with lots and lots of layers to get that full effect, including the engraved little details on the side there. It took a lot of working out to try and get that to work. So not only did I have to draw it, but I had to draw it in a way that separated out all the separate layers. So I had to think in 3D and a 2D form. It took me about an hour to draw this, just to work out how all the separate pieces went together and what I needed where. With this one I actually forgot to make a tab for it to sit behind, so I'm going to have to glue it onto a piece of acetate. I'm sure you could come up with something. You'd move into a completely different crafting area. But I'll tell you something, I always wanted a cricket after I'd seen another model maker using them and the uses it could be put to. But I mean, I do still love it, and I will use it for various things, especially if I'm wanting to cut Fomex with it. But it's definitely switched over to using the laser for making windows. Quicker, sturdier, more detailed. It was a bit of a steep learning curve. Getting to know how to set things up. It's pretty much like the Cricut, but it takes native AI file. The software takes native AI files rather than having to convert them to SVG. Although it will accept SVG files, but for some reason, when you convert to SVG, it seems to resize. Not always, but sometimes it resizes the drawing to a completely random scale. And with AI files, it doesn't tend to do that. When I say AI, I mean Adobe Illustrator, not the cursed artificial intelligence that everybody hates. Well, I hate. In a creative sense, anyway. I'm sure you could use the Cricut to create your to cut out your bow shapes. You know, create a master cutting file for each different type of bow, and then have your Cricut cut it out. Although I haven't any experience of cutting fabric on the Cricut, I would imagine it would clog the mat up fairly quickly. I don't want to clog up those details in the doorway there. Very good, die press, as long whatever works, isn't it? Whatever works. Now I'm going to carry on painting. I've got a set of windows for this other side here. These windows here are for this side, and the windows in this tub here are for that side. This other side here, these windows here are for this side, and the windows in this tub here are for that side. Apart from that door that I've just moved over. So I'll just shift those back over here, trying not to get them confused. I said before I finish tonight, which I'm going to finish early because my head is pounding and I'm really tired. I don't know why though, because I had a lie-in this morning and I've not done anything too strenuous. I'm just absolutely shattered. Thank goodness it's a bank holiday weekend. Anyway, what I was saying, I've got several windows. So these are all the windows for this side. I'll just do exactly the same again and paint them up. Although I feel my paint is starting to thicken and dry. So these aren't as ornate, they're more sort of utilitarian looking window. I say utilitarian, it's still a nice wooden frame window, it's just not multiple panels, multiple panes. But these have got the benefit of having even more ornate window surrounds to show them off. That was the first thing I did with this model, was make the stone surrounds on the courtyard facade anyway. I have a definite process I go through when I'm building models in terms of what needs to be done and when. And you just have this certain impatience sometimes that you just want it to start going together quickly so you can get, you know, bits in. I really want to get the windows fitted to see how it's going to look, but I know I really have to finish painting the walls first, so I don't have to mess around with masking everything off. I imagine I'm probably going to end up doing that if I decide I'm going to come back to it, but the plan is it needs another coat of paint at the very least, which I've run out of as a base colour, and then I need to put a grey wash on for all the areas that are rendered. And after that I can start fitting the frames in, but there's nothing stopping me loose fitting them for now, just to see what it's looking like, but I can't glue them in. I've made a very delicate set of wooden shutters that fit either side of these windows as well, which I can't wait to get put in. But again, I'm going to have to be patient and wait until I've glued the windows in before I can put the shutters on, just so I can make sure they're in the right place. All the shutters are going to be open. I'd like to have a couple closed, but that would end up hiding some of my intricate window making. In hindsight, I could have saved myself some window making and just put shutters in, but I think they want to show the windows off. Steady on, Tim. I could do, I suppose, I could have the effect of one window being, like say, one window open and one window closed. I'll give that some thought. Maybe do that on the ground floor. I'm just painting right over the edge of these tabs just in case anything shows through. I'm just pulling my camera up a little bit so it shows more of the house we're looking at. These ones I've pre-painted with the same undercoat that I gave the building with, just because I had some primer. I've realised since that it doesn't actually need priming because the laser board does actually take paint really well. I'm sorry, that was from a video I did. That was from a video this morning. I am currently live right now here on TikTok, but I was live on YouTube this morning for a little while. Or was it this afternoon? This afternoon, I think. I'd forgotten I'd done that actually, but I was experimenting with being on live on YouTube. So yeah, I'm here right now making models over here. So I was doing a little bit of sanding on the walls earlier, but since then I've painted them, and I'm now doing some windows. But if you want to go follow and subscribe to my YouTube page, then be my guest. It's always great to get extra people on there. I'm downloading each of these lives as I do them on TikTok as a full download and uploading them to my YouTube page. So each time I'm on TikTok live, it might be an hour, it might be 2 hours. I think the longest is 2.5 hours so far. But whichever one. I'll start again there. If I'm live, there will be an upload. No, it's way off being finished yet. There's probably about another 50 hours or so, maybe a bit more, need to be done. Yeah, I've been working on this for a few weeks now, and there's still a number of weeks to go. Is it? I have no idea. I don't think it is, but I might be wrong. I've been asked to make it by the owners of the chateau. Maybe there's a lot that look the same, but this is in an area of France called Le Puy, so I don't know if it's the same place or not. But I think I know the couple you mean. There's this eccentric guy with a handlebar moustache. Is that the guy you mean? They're on TV. In which case, it's not this one. These people are from America. How many have I got now? There's an extra one. The next one, there's 5 on this side. Painted this one cream by mistake. When I say by mistake, this is they are currently cream, but they are intending painting them green like the other windows, so I'm going to paint it as it's going to be rather than it is right now. Maybe give them impetus to finish painting the windows. Thank you very much. You never know, they might actually see this and want a model of their chateau making. I'm very much into making French Chateau models now, right at the moment. I certainly get a selection of models to build. Last month I was building a thatched farmhouse in Dorset. Well, I wasn't in Dorset, the actual thing is in... No, it's not Dorset, is it? It's Devon. I always get my D counties mixed up. Devon, a Devon farmhouse. And now I am transported to the south of France, building a chateau. Next I will be in Oxfordshire making an old vicarage. Good evening, Lisa, how are you? Right, that's all the windows from here. When I say all the windows from here, I've just got, I don't know if I've ever showed you before. This is one of the dormers that I've made. Oh, thank you very much, HP. I'm tired, Leanne, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. So these are the dormer windows, and they're such a good fit with the laser cutter that it just... Oh, thank you, Michelle. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, but thanks for popping in. So there's such a good fit, an accurate fit with the laser cutter, so I've made it with a tab that just sits behind, and it just sits in there very beautifully and stays put. Nice tight fit. So these windows are going to be green as well. And you're going as well, Ashley. Again, these are comprised of multiple layers to build up the frames. So I've got three dormer windows to make. I'm making a model of a French chateau. That's where we are at the moment. Thank you. It is very intricate, yes. I normally work in a much smaller scale. Oh, well, I say much smaller scale. I work in a smaller scale normally, 1/76, but this one's 1/50th. But I'm working in a bigger scale with this one, so I could really bring out the details, or work with the details. Certain things you have to compromise with in different scales. With smaller scales, you can't. It's not always possible to get the high level of detail. So I suggested that to make the most of the ornate detail that this actual house has, it'd be better in a bigger scale. Although it has had the detrimental effect to me of taking up most of my workbench, and as a result it's also not easy to film. Because I can't get as far back unless I change my tripod. Currently it's clamped to the desk. Each project is different really, but no, I haven't finished the turret. I did do a temporary cap for it just to see what it looks like, but no. Oh, you mean the other turret? Kind of. I've kind of finished it. Yes, I used the laser to make all the window panes. So everything that you can see on the table in front of you, all the intricate stone surrounds around the edge of the windows, that's all laser cut. There's the turret, Leanne. I can't really show you because there's no room to rotate. But yeah, it's all in place, it's filled in. I've given it a coat of paint. Sorry, my light's not showing. I wish I could speak French, but non. I have a permit from the house owners, but nothing formal. These little round, really quite cute. And again, I'd kind of made these before I'd done this side. I just sort of obsessed over getting this, the details on the first elevation done. Yes, these are all commission pieces. So this has been commissioned by the owner of the house, although that's not technically correct. It was commissioned by a friend of the owner of the house as a gift, because he knows just how special it is to them. So it's one of their best friends. It stays over there quite a lot because I think they treat it as like a holiday base if any of their friends and family are over. But yes, he commissioned me to make it, but it was going to be a surprise initially. But as the project has gone on, he's let them know. Kind of a housewarming gift, I suppose. They've had it for 2 years now. It's a 500-year-old chateau. It might even be older. I think it's about 400 or 500 years old. But some parts are in a bit of a state of disrepair, and it's not all fully occupied. But they're treating it as a bit of a project. So gradually it'll be restored. So I've had lots of reference photographs, but things are changing kind of on a monthly basis. So from the first, I've had this project on for about a year now, or on the books for about a year. But since I had the first photographs sent to me, they've changed some of the window frame colours. Well, they've changed all of them. They haven't changed them all yet. They're changing them. So these were actually white in real life right now, but I'm painting them green. It's really lovely. There's a bit that you can't see here that I've just taken off, but this is part of the building. I can't put it in place yet because these windows are in the way, but it sits here, but just a bit lower down. And this room here is actually their TV room, so this is where they sit and watch TV. But this section here is a little courtyard, so there's a wall that comes across this area after the building with a big gate on it, and then this area in here is a courtyard. This is actually roadside, so it backs straight onto the street, this part, so the street goes down here and round a corner. I think with that's all the window features, but I can't even speak. Window frames done. I just need a jar now to wash my brush with. I forgot to bring my water back through to wash my brush. Got it now. We can just have a look now and see which of those windows are dry. Do a dry fit. And just put the glue out of the way. There is a bit of base, Leanne, yes. So, like I said, there'll be. It's hard to pull back. If I can pull back a little bit. So in here is a courtyard. So there'll be a paved courtyard area with a tree. There's another building yet to make, so it'll come over here. And then there's a street that runs here. So I'll be making the street part about the width of my hand right now. So I make the street as it comes down this side and then goes down there. So yes, there will be a bit of a base, but it won't be as big. It won't be as big as the other one. they do actually want to know how big it's going to be eventually, so they've got an idea for getting a case ordered. So they do actually want a case with this. So I'll just shift these windows to one side. I'm going to do a dry fit of the windows. Excuse me. And then I think I'll call it a night, because like I say, I'm quite tired tonight. I can actually see some parts that I've missed, and I might just have to go over again with another coat. There are actually a number of other outbuildings to this house that extend it quite a lot, but I'm not going to be making those because it's going to end up a little bit out of the scope of the budget. And also, if I spill there, sorry, something gunky on there. I don't know what that is. Maybe a bit of varnish. Yes, it's a bit of varnish in the pot. Yeah, it's going to be. It's just going to make for an absolutely huge and unmanageable model. So we've agreed that we're just going to build the main house part. Sorry, I spilled a bit of varnish on the table there. I'm just going to pull these down. So this is where you can see just how well those windows and doors fit in. And this is why I've left a void both in the ground and above, so I can just reach in, oops, and fit them in. They're going to have glass behind them, which will make them a bit more sturdy. I'm struggling getting my hand in the right place here. It's not got one at the bottom, that's why it's not playing. I'll move that on the other side. Let's just try one of these other ones. Yes, I'm really quite pleased with that door. It has some wooden panelling. There's a little letterbox there and a little rounded door handle. It is a perfect fit. Now is this one. Right. Yeah, I can't fully seal things up yet until I've got the windows done. Yes, I am going to put lights in. I think it's calling out for lights. But to do that, I'm going to have to put a little bit of substructure inside, and make some fake floors, because otherwise the light's going to shine through in areas where you don't want light. If I just put my light behind there, you can see through a bit better. Fake light effect. But I'm glad they've decided to change the colour of the window panes to green, because they're going to really stand out nicely. So again, like I did with the farmhouse, I'm just going to put a few lights so it's not fully illuminated, just to make it look like there are a few people in various rooms. A bit of a touch of realism, you know, so it's not all fully illuminated. These windows are a certain way around, and you just need to make sure I've got them the right way. Ooh, I might do, I'd completely forgotten about that. They have a cat that likes to climb a tree, so I need to order a little 3D printed cat to put in the tree in the courtyard. Could well be, couldn't it? Some of the upper rooms are unoccupied. I think this model is actually going to be in one of the upper rooms when it's finished and given over. They're going to create a British style pub in one of the upstairs rooms. Now that's not sat in the right place. I've not got enough room at the bottom. I think it's my tape that's just messing with it. Yeah, it is. Oh, we've got an earthquake situation over here. Windows fallen out. Part of that's because I've already used the tape's already been used once. So it's not as sticky as it was. It just gives me a good idea of how it's all going to look. So I can't put the roof on until the windows are in place. So again, that's another little process point, because I'm going to have to be able to reach behind to get it fitted. I think I'll just leave the upstairs ones for now because I don't have all of them. I need to make some more. Let's go and have a look at what the windows on the other side looks like. It does, doesn't it? It really makes it jump off. I've put those in the wrong pot. I have two separate pots, one for each side. It's 11 o'clock already. I didn't get up until about 9:30, I think it was, but could easily have laid in bed for ages. I've done quite a bit of model work today. I've hung the washing out, been to a beer festival. How gorgeous those green windows look. Oh, you're up at 6. Weekends my sleep time. Because I'm up late during the week doing this. And then I'm up again at 7 to go to work. I just can't wait for the weekend so I can just lie in bed. I mean, I'm wasting valuable model making time, but I do like to stay in bed. And this is illustrating quite how tricky this is going to be to fit in real life, because I'm going to have to, probably going to have to wear some rubber gloves to stop my fingers getting over the glass, because I can see I'm going to end up manhandling it. No, it doesn't do that for me. Come the weekend and my alarm doesn't go off and I just lay there. And my son's just as bad. He stays in bed till lunchtime, unless he's working. But saying that, he's usually quite good about getting up for work, but I had to go get him out of bed today. I just wasn't going to get up. It was a definite last minute Larry. And just one more window. The laser makes it so accurate that it just fits in really nicely. That's the window frame for one of the dormers. Now these were, like I said, these dormers were fun to make, again comprised of lots of layers. It's not quite flat, that, so it doesn't stand up. Not too bad. I'll prop it on properly when I've got the temporary roof done. I just love the way that I need to paint these yet. They're going to be like a grey coloured stone, a grey stone colour. I can't remember which way these dividers look. These have all been made out of with the laser. I've can't find tweezers. I've made them out of multiple layers. I think you can just about make it out there, just how many layers it's made up out of. So each little step that you can see there is a separate layer. Apart from this bit, I've got that to engrave the depth into it. Goodness knows how I would have made that with a Cricut. I'd have probably done it, but it wouldn't have been as accurate. Forgive the floating arm. I almost tried to put that through a wall that wasn't, I didn't realise was there. Pulled the tape off. So there's a matching window on this ground floor here. Good evening, Spank. How are you doing? Nice to see you back. Yeah, blink, and I'm on a completely different project. Okay, that's all the windows I've made so far. I'm just going to put my fake roof back on. When I say fake roof, this is the roof former that I'm going to eventually make the final roof out of. Why are we not fitting? What have I done? Let's changed it. I just need to fine tune that. I think something's changed because of the way I've done something else inside. Oops, we've lost a window. Window loss. I'm going to put a new bit of tape on that because I think it's all lost its tapiness, lost its tackiness. Oops. The blade's getting blunt. I think it was birch, you know. Oh, it might possibly have been Ernie. Ernie's the one with the lackadaisical attitude. How cool is that looking now? I wish I'd got that coloured a bit better. Now, since I made this roof format initially, I've added a chimney. So I just need to etch out a little shape for the chimney to fit into. That wasn't on camera, I don't think, then, was it? Hello Pip, are you on a break? Oh, thank you. So I've added a bit of texture to the walls today. And I've given it a bit of sand, and then I've done a basic initial paint colour. That needs a bit more off. I've also added a chimney to the gable on this side, which I'd forgotten about, to be honest. And as a result, I just need to fine-tune the roof former that I've made. I think I've just cut it off the wrong side. No, that's fine. Oops, gosh, that was my whole tripod setting. It is absolutely huge, yes. And for some reason, oh, I know why this is some reason. I was going to say for some reason it seems to be not fitting now, but I've just realised I've added to the depth of the wall by 2mm, so of course it's not going to fit. Just trim off a bit of excess, and it should fit in now. There. I can't get these to stand up perfectly, so I'm going to balance those gables in place for now. I'm loath to fit this until I work out what I'm doing with the roof. So as soon as I've got my roof formers properly made, I'll then be able to make that, because I need to make some projections that head back a little. A bit of fun now. Let's put a little in the back. Yeah, it's not quite the great effect, but you get a bit of an idea. I mean, I could kind of get away with just putting one light in the whole shell, but I want to avoid the aspect of being able to see down through floors, so I'm going to put floors in, and I'll install lights properly. But that gives you an idea of what it looks like with the windows in. That side's a bit too dark. I'll just show you with the lights in the other side. I wish I could get further. I can't actually push this model any further back on the table because it's too tall for my shelf. Bit of artistic moonlight. Where can I put the light? In there. think I actually have another one, same kind. Almost looks like there's a fire inside it at the moment. And there we are. So we've got a party going off in this bit. And someone's having a nice cosy fire in each of the rooms there. Show off the window detail a lot better when it's backlit. There's a potential to get some really nice window lighting. There's a potential to get some really nice window lighting. Stonework being a more stony looking colour rather than a glowing orange. It's just very difficult to manipulate right now. It's almost like it doesn't need window glass in. Let me show you the stonework detail a bit better now. Let me show you the stonework detail a bit better now. A bit better now. I've tipped you up the wrong way. Look how it's looking from that street view there. It does need a little bit more paintwork doing, but I don't think it needs a lot. And I'd be tempted not to weather it because it's looking quite neat and patchy. So there you go. That's what we look like right now. And I think I'm gonna. So there you go. That's what we look like right now. And I think I'm gonna. Whoops. That was my. Whoops. That was my clip. I think that's. Clip. I think that's where I'm going to call it a night tonight. But it's looking very chateau-y. Did you see that tower, Leanne? Meant to show you that a bit better. That's what the tower on the corner is looking like now. If I just manipulate the camera a little bit, so it's got the steps stonework underneath the turret now. So it's got the steps stonework underneath the turret now. It's the windows are, but I've put all the texture in on the wall. It just needs another coat or two of paint. So I can just take those window frames back out again, and then we're ready to rock and roll. So these lights were just like a quid from the discount shop. They were Halloween lights. So I wish I could get a bit further back and get you a better photograph without all the crap on my desk, but I can't right now. I'll try and get some better photographs for the Discord group. This is the other little building that I've done. I don't know if you saw that either, Leanne, but that fits in there. It's still to be painted properly. So this is like I said, this is the TV room. I'm gonna switch it round. I haven't glued this in place yet because of painting requirements, but that sits there. And my cat wants to come in because it's raining. I've just got a bit of tidying up to do on the roof line there, but when that's all tiled, it's going to look amazing. It is. I spent a long time getting that curve to fit, and it just fits now. So that's like I said, this is floor level here. We're going to have a set of steps going down to the wine cellar, so I need to make the windows for there and the door there, but floor level is going to be here. And there's a big courtyard. Well, there's a courtyard in the front area, and then there's a low wall here protecting those steps. And I've got another wall that comes out along here that covers the road line. Right, I'm going to call it a night now. My cat wants to come in, and I'm tired. I think I've got a lot of work done. I can't wait to get those dormers in properly and painted. But the stonework has really come to life with that paint colour, I think. Especially with the green windows. Anyway, I'm waffling on, and I said I was going to go. So, thank you for watching, my friends, and yeah, I will see you all again, hopefully tomorrow night.